guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be going over stage makeup, performance makeup. If you are a dance mom or a dancer, this video is going to be helpful. If you're interested in learning some tips and some tricks, then just keep on watching. So the first thing that is really important is to start with clean skin and moisturized skin, and then you should definitely use a skin primer. If you don't know anything about skin primers, basically if you have dry skin, it's a primer that's just going to hydrate your skin. If you have oily skin, it's going to mattify your skin and help stop those oils from coming through. If you have large pores, you can get a pore filling primer, and that is just going to fill those pores in so your makeup goes on seamlessly. The next thing is foundation. You are going to want to use a higher coverage foundation. You can use whatever foundation that works for you. You just want to make sure that you really build up the coverage in layers so that it doesn't get cakey. The next thing I did was used an under eye concealer that was a couple shades lighter than my foundation. So it just helps to really brighten up those under eyes. So the next step is to use a translucent powder to set your face. It is just going to help the makeup last all day. It's going to mattify your face, and it's going to help all the powders that we're going to put on just go on and blend amazing. I then filled in my eyebrows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. I will leave a video link right here that goes into everything you need to know about brows. Whether or not you have nice brows, you just want to darken them up and fill them in so they really stand out and frame your face. Next thing you're going to want to do is take a contour palette. I have one from Makeup Revolution. And then I'm just going to take a brush like this, and we are going to contour our face. So it's not going to look natural, but when you're on stage, it's just going to really chisel your face. We are going to darken up right here. And if you go, you'll see where you naturally have it a little sunk in. So we're just going to really accentuate that. And this way, it's just going to slim down our face. So you'll look really good in pictures, and on stage, you just really are adding definition. Then I'm going to pop that on the temples and a little bit on my forehead. If you have a larger forehead, this will help make it look a little smaller. And then if you have a double chin, you can just pop that down here and really create a chiseled jawline. And then you just want to make sure with that same color that you drag it down your neck. And then you would do it down your neck and onto your chest a bit. Next thing we're going to do is take some bronzer. I'm just using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and a fluffier brush. And we are going to put this on top of our contour just to kind of blend it out. And just a little bit higher than your contour because you want to make sure not to do anything lower. And this is just going to add dimension, and it's going to put some color back into your skin since we've canceled that out with our full coverage foundation. And then you're just going to put some on your forehead where the sun would normally hit your face. And then I'm going to do down here a little. We want the middle part of our face to be brighter than the outside. If you really want to contour your face and highlight, you can take powder. This is the RCMA No Color Loose Powder. And we are going to bake the under eyes and reverse contour. So I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and just make sure when you're doing this that you've made sure that you have no creases under your eyes, or you're going to set those in. So I just take some on my beauty blender and take a generous amount and put that onto the skin anywhere we want to highlight. What that is going to do is called bake, and the heat from your skin mixed with the powder, basically you're like suffocating those pores, it is going to have a reaction, and it is going to really mattify and help stay all day. And so I'm going to do the same thing down here underneath where we put our contour. And so that is basically reverse contouring. And then I'm going to do a little bit under my chin. And we're going to leave that on while we do the other part of our makeup. And I'm going to put a little bit right here. So just leave that there, and yes, we look crazy, but it'll be all good at the end. I'm just gonna do a super easy basic eye because we're gonna do a red lip. I'm just gonna take my bronzer. You can take your contour or whichever, a brown eyeshadow, and a fluffy blending brush. And we are just going to pop that into our crease. It's going to make your eyes really stand out. So all you do is back and forth windshield wiper motions, and you just keep it in the crease. And you definitely want to only use a matte finish. Now from that same palette, it comes with this color right here that does have a little shimmer. So I'm going to take a flat brush and I am going to pick that up and just put that on my eyelid, only on the eyelid. And that's just going to help our eye pop. And then we are going to put a little bit of that in our inner corner just to make our eyes really stand out. And you just press that on. No wiping. So getting into the more challenging parts, we are going to line our eyes and wing them out. So the easiest method for this is to use a gel liner. I have the Inglot liner. You can use anything that you have, and a very small brush. I would say to stay away from the liquid formulas. They are definitely for more advanced people. But you're just really going to take your time, and how we're going to do it is I dip my brush and then I wipe off the extra color off the side so it makes your brush a little skinnier, and then try and get it as close to your lash line as possible because it's always going to get thick, and we don't want it too thick, but it's going to happen anyways on its own. So just do little small sections. You don't wipe it on, you don't pull your eye, you just pat that on. Really take your time. I flip my brush around at the end to do it back this way. So you want it the thinnest right here, and then to kind of get thicker, so then I'm going to go back in, thicken it up a little here. So you don't have to do a wing if you don't want to. All I'm going to do is just a little wing right here and just kind of flick my brush up just to give it that little lift. And then I'm going to go back in and just join right there. So there we go. At this point, you can take that same gel liner and tight line your eye. And what I mean by that is to go in and do it underneath. This is going to make your eyes look thicker, stand out more, your lashes longer. There we go. So it looks like that. I'm going to do my other eye and I'll be right back. If you guys struggle with creating the perfect wing, I have a video I'll put right here. It is on this little gadget called the Vamp Stamp. And what it is an eyeliner stamp. There are different sizes that you can use, and you just stamp that wing on so it creates a perfect even wing every single time. The next thing we're going to do once that liner has had a chance to dry is we're going to curl our lashes and apply false lashes. I have a video, I haven't put it out yet, on every single thing that you need to know about applying lashes. So if you guys want me to put that up, write down in the comments below and I will do that. So the next step is applying false lashes. I have purchased a pair of lashes. I like to purchase higher quality lashes because you can reuse them if you take care of them. So I'm going to use this Duo Lash Glue. If you're new to applying lashes, get a clear or a white glue. If you are good at it, then you can get a black glue. So what we're going to do is just apply that to the lash band. A really good tip is when you apply that lash glue, put your lash aside and let it dry for about at least 60 seconds. You want the lash glue to be tacky. You don't want it to be wet. If it's wet and you apply it to your eye, it is not going to stick and you're going to have lash glue get in your eye's going to start watering. It's going to be a disaster. And then really make sure that you have a fair amount of glue on both the outer parts of the lash because those are the parts that usually lift. So I'm going to go in with some tweezers. You want to be very careful when doing this. And you want to connect the lash to the middle part of your eye first because once it's attached there, it's going to make the other parts easier to fix. I like to attach the middle and the inside at the same time because I have no inner lashes. So I'm going to look crazy while I apply this. So you want to apply it by looking down. And then I take it up above, and then I put it right on that lash line like that. And then just kind of press it in. And like I said, because I let it get tacky, as soon as I put it down, it's stuck. So you have like a little bit of time to, you know, move it around if you need to. A lot of people apply their lashes after they put mascara on first. I don't. I like to put mascara on after. So that part is up to you. And you just want to make sure to get that as close to the lash line as possible. There we go. A few little tips for beginners, and I go over this in my video. So you did a terrible lash application. That's fine. It happens to everybody. I take a liquid liner like this, and then if you put the lash too high, you can just take this and go in and just fill in any spots where you can see the skin peeking through. And I'm just going to use this Tarte mascara. You can use any kind of mascara that works for you. And a little hack here is always apply your bottom lash mascara first, because if I do my top lashes and they're wet and I go to do my bottom, as soon as you look to do your bottom ones, it's going to get on your skin. So always go in and do those bottom lashes. So at this point, we can remove our baking. So it is, as you can see, just really creates that highlighted effect and accentuates the contour. And then so if you're up on stage, you know, it looks nice and bright. Everything is exactly the color it needs to be. Next up, we are going to add some blush. I like to use a peachy pink tone. It's totally up to you what kind of color that you like. We basically don't want a stripe of blush. We're just going to add a wash of color. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and make sure you tap off any extra. And then right above where we applied the contour, basically just kind of where there is a little bit of bronzer, we are going to lightly pat that on. And you don't want to come too far into here. You want to keep it backwards, but not a complete stripe. So we're just going to tap that on. Do not need to invest a ton of money into products that you're only going to use, you know, a few times. And I use a lot of drugstore products on the daily. So don't think that only professional products are going to give you these results. Moving on, we are going to add some highlighter. And then I take a fan brush, and all we're going to do is pop that right above the contour, above the blush, and then onto the cheekbones to really make them pop. So we're just lightly going to go back and forth and really build that up. And it just creates, see right there? I'm going to use that same highlighter, and I'm just taking a small brush, and we are going to put that in our arch, really just a little bit tight to the arch, because I want that to stand out. And it's okay that this has shimmer, but not the whole brow bone. And then I'm going to take the same, and I'm going to do the inner corner. Next up are the lips. I hate red lipstick on me, but I'm going to do that. You can use whatever formula you like. If you want it to last forever, you would use a liquid lipstick. To start by using the Urban Decay 24/7 liner lip pencil. It is really creamy, so really easy to use. So now that we have our lips on, if you mess up and kind of go outside the lip area, what you can do, and the same thing applies for if you mess up on your wing, just take a small concealer brush and a little bit of thick concealer, and then just paint over top of it and just camouflage it. Just acts as an eraser. At this point, I like to go in with a setting spray. It's basically like hairspray for your makeup. So I'm going to go in with my MAC Fix Plus. Make sure to hold it away enough that you're not going to get water droplets. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps me out. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything like that, there is a description box just down below this video. You guys can ask me anything. If you want to see a video on something that you want me to go more in depth on, I can absolutely do that for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.